everybody. I wanted to talk about business planning today. So it's that time of the year where we're getting in and preparing. Well, it's a little late in the year, but we're already preparing for business for 2022. So hard to believe that we're already approaching it, but I look at it a little bit differently. I'm looking at it for strategic planning on where do you want to be in 5 years from now, first of all, more so than anything else. So I'll share my screen here, hopefully in a minute. Let me see if I can make sure I can. So maybe not. I'll go into the business planning of it, but the first thing we look at is strategic plan. I'll upload our business plan that I'm looking at, just so you can kind of see what thoughts are from my side of things when I'm coaching the teams that I coach and so forth, or my personal team. We're looking at where do they want to be in 5 years from now. So strategic plan is how far, are you looking at the forest through the trees rather than, hey, what's right in front of you? Can you see that far down the road of what you want in your life? So what do I want to achieve in my business for 5 years? That could be, hey, I want to, sell 100 properties this year, or hey, it's a larger team and they want to be at, 2,500 homes sold, or whatever your number is. Need a number first of all to go after, and then what other things do you want in your business life? So do you want X amount of dollars in your account? Do you want to own 15 rental properties? How many are you acquiring a year? Are you buying 2 a year, 3 a year, 5 a year? Are you trying to buy a larger complex? Are you buying an apartment building? Are you buying duplexes? What is it that looks like? Are you trying to have a certain vehicle? Do you want your house paid off by a certain time? What are these things that you want from business life? I'm not looking granular. I'm looking very long term of what that, hey, maybe you have a big goal. I remember years ago, one of my things was I wanted a Breitling watch if we hit 250 sales or something, so I ended up buying it. But that wasn't as rewarding. But I think what I see now is when I'm seeing, say, hey, I want 10 of my agents that are making each 250,000 or more net a year before taxes. That's more rewarding to me than going to buy something. So as you do your business planning, and depending on how large or small your team is, or if you're an individual and you say, hey, I want to get to a gross commission of 250,000, great, but what's your net profit from that also? So if you look at any of our statistics, it's around 50% is what your net is after expenses and so forth, most cases, and then taxes. So think of what your numbers are and what you want to be, where you want to be at. Is your average price 300, 400, 500, a million? What's your price point? And then how many units do you want to close? And then at what commission rate? So factor those. That would be more granular that you're going to get into later. This is, hey, I want to have 100 properties sold 5 years from now, or hey, I want to be at 500, 5,000, whatever the number is. We'll know what that number is, and then what else do you want? So is there a vacation home, paying something off? What other business achievements do you want? And then we get into what do you want to achieve in your life? So is it, I think of my wife wanting to go to Italy. When are we going? Who all is going? How much money do we need to put aside for it? Is that a $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 trip? What does that look like? Like again, who all is going? So that's important. It's not only going somewhere and setting that goal for where you want to go, but who do you want to do it with? Because that's the more rewarding part. And then the giving. So is there somebody else that's going with you, or is there somebody else that you can incentivize? Is there somebody in your team that you're really close with that you like to travel with? Do you do a team incentive? So we do incentive for our agents that on 36 sales on the buy side, they get a team trip. On the list side, they do 50 deals. So we'll go away to an all-inclusive place with them and their spouse. So it's covered by us as a team member. So what do you want to achieve? Where do you want to go? So look at those things. And then break it down. What do you need to get done in the next year to be on track to get to that 5 year? So you're going 5 years and then 1 year, and then you're going to take it to 6 months. So, and then the other big thing I look at is pillars of income. So you have pillars of income because of EXP. You have stock, your commission, and then your rev share. So there's 3 different ones. but also your pillars of business would be another. So you're going to look at it as pillars of income. So do you have rental properties? As it, maybe one thing. Do you have your rev share, your stock, and then your commissions? Do you have those four? That could be your four levels of income or pillars of income. But then also pillars of business. So where is your business coming from? Do you have your top 50 that, we create a list of 50 people that we talk to at least once a month. Some of these people we talk to 2 and 3 times a month or more. Do you have trying to have break bread or have a drink or breakfast or whatever it may be, coffee, drink, you name it. Are you trying to get face to face with them? We just did our big client event, our Thanksgiving pie event, so we got to be in front of about 500 past clients all in one night. You're making an impact in their life. You're staying following up with them. You're more than likely to get referrals from them. But these people that are top 50 are your cheerleaders that are more than likely going to refer you business. So is that one of your pillars? Do you have radio, TV? Do you have Zillow? Do you have pay-per-click? A Boomtown, KV Core? What else? What are your pillars of income? Or should say pillars of business? Where are you getting your business from that's going to accumulate? And try to be 50 to 100% in each column. So if you said, hey, I want to sell 100 deals, rather than 25, 25, 25, shoot for 50 to 100, 50 to 100, 50 to 100 that you can get. So if you had a really great year, you could do anywhere from 2 to 400. But hey, if you barely hit your mark and you only hit 25 in each one, you're still doing good and you're hitting the goal. So those are some of the things that we're looking at for business planning. And then the biggest thing is just being consistent in your actions. So are you making at least 20 calls a day? It would ideally have 20 conversations a day, but at least start that you're consistently making 20 calls a day. 3 to your top 50, 2 other sphere, so it could be a past client that's not a big cheerleader, but hey, they would refer you business. It could be a lender, could be mortgage, could be title, could be home inspector, friends, somebody you met at the gas station, whatever. Somebody that's become an acquaintance that's in your sphere. And then 15 lead follow-ups. So if you did that, most cases, if you don't have enough people to call, circle prospect. You can get data, you can go door knock, you can find plenty of people to talk to. So you do that for 20 a day, 100 a week, Monday to Friday, you will have amazing business. And then fortunes in the follow-up. Make sure you're following up with the key people that you should be following up with. Are you using a CRM? Are you using KV Core? Are you using, like for us, we use Follow Up Boss. So what are you using? Be consistent with it. Use it every day. Consistency is, oh my God, it's just probably the biggest thing with business, period, and life. If you're eating good, you're losing weight. If you're not eating good, you're gaining weight. If you are going to the gym and eating good, you're probably going on a consistency to lose some weight, if that's what your goal is, and live life. I think consistency more than anything else. You look at the turtle and the hare, right? The turtle is just slow and consistent and gets a lot more done, gets there and wins the race, versus the hare speeds, gets everything done, nothing. Then it goes and gets at it again and then nothing. So just be consistent in everything that you're doing, and consistency and persistency is the biggest thing in our business. Fortunes in the follow-up. Make sure you're putting those key people in that you need to follow up on a daily basis. And then one other thing is SWOT analysis. So look at your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So what does that look like for you? What's your strengths? And then lean into them, use them. Know what your weaknesses are, just so you know where you're going to fall down, who can help you with your weaknesses. So do you have an assistant? Do you have a team member who can pick up the slack for your weaknesses? Look at the opportunities that are out there. There's plenty of opportunities out there. So, is there for sale by owners that you can help? Is there investors that are looking? Is there absentee owners that you can go in as you're driving around neighborhoods that you're seeing properties that are not in great shape? Can you try to get a hold of that seller? Threats. COVID, we don't know where this next strain of COVID's going, whatever. We're just continuing to see different threats and changes in the market. Thankfully, we've had a really good 2 years, but just know that there's always something out there that's lurking that could happen. Make sure you're preparing yourself. Live on less than you make. Live on less than you make. Live on less than you make. People want to live the high life, keep up with the Joneses. If your income increases dramatically, keep the same level of income that you're spending and put that money away to invest. Amazing what you can do in 5 to 10 years. People overestimate what they can do in 1 year and underestimate what can be done in 5 to 10. Let's see if there's anything else I want to hit in here. And there's an income goal sheet. I'll share a link to this. You're all welcome to use the income goal sheet as you're going to go through, see what your annual income that you want to achieve, work your way backwards into any splits, the 16 grand you're paying cap, how many deals do you need to close, that's all in here. And that's my big things. And then always have a budget. So a business budget, and I would also look at a personal budget more importantly. So your household, you need a budget. And that's always a tough conversation with spouses. So start there. Get your conversation that's hard to have with that spouse. Control spending. Again, live on less than you make. When you have your controlled expenses in the house, now all of a sudden you start having more and more revenue. That gives you income to go buy or invest in things, whether you want to do crypto or you want to buy investment properties. We're in real estate, so you should be looking at properties. Now, I'll never forget Gary Keller in one of his masterminds said, every time you go on a listing appointment, you should be thinking, do I want to buy this house? And that was always my thought processes. So, how many properties do you own? How many do you want to own? Rental income, and you're seeing more and more of these hedge funds buying and holding properties. There is something there. If you're not doing it, make sure you do it. We've accumulated about 20 properties so far. Everybody has a different strategy. Do you want to pay them off really quickly, or do you want to leverage them like crazy to buy more of them? So mine's been one. I like the security blanket, so I'll pay them off as fast as possible. So when you have 10 to 15 properties are paid off and more income coming in, again, that takes the stress off of you, just like the revenue share. The more you can grow your revenue share, again, it lowers your stress level because you know that you have this income coming in. So if I can help you in any way, give me a call, message me here. Happy to help. Have a great day.